going back for over a year that we haven't paid. So obviously, by not getting paid from our clients for work that we've done, it's obviously crippling on a business, and it's very difficult for us. Exactly, and that's the situation that we faced. So we've been trying everything. Unfortunately, because there haven't been ongoing operations within Kenya to generate extra cash to help pay it, that's why we're forced in this situation. So it's the fact that we haven't had payment coming to us, plus the fact that there's basically no operations happening in Kenya. We've already engaged lawyers and have sent demand letters for the funds, but unfortunately, as I'm sure you're aware, this is a long drawn-out process and can take many months. And this is why we asked our creditors for patience whilst we were going through this process to be able to pay them. Unfortunately, it has reached a point where we don't have any clarity on when we are going to get paid, so we feel it's in the creditor's best interests to put it in a formal process where legal action and whatever actions the liquidator decides are in the best interests of the company can go in, so that we can actually get funds in and then accordingly settle creditors. We've tried our best. We tried to stay out as long as we could, but we also have to take into consideration the interests of the shareholders and the overall business as a whole, as a group, and that's why we made the decision to downscale and the recent decision to put it into liquidation, literally because as directors we obviously want to do what's in the best interests of the firm and the creditor, and that's the position that we're in now. Within the whole oil sector and the support services sector within not only the world but East Africa, the region that we do, has been impacted. The reason why our operations in Ethiopia hasn't, that's primarily mining, potash related. So that hasn't had the same impact. But throughout the entire region, and a lot of projects, we did various announcements during the year that we had business opportunities out there in following leads. All of those dried up for the exact same reasons as the work dried up here. Now, we're not saying they won't come back. The problem is, when will they come back? Our estimate is potentially 2017. It's not going to be in the next few months. It's a year going out there. But the key thing I think we want to focus on at this point in time, and in response to obviously the announcement that has just come out, is that there's probably two big takeaways. The first one is we are closing a subsidiary. This doesn't impact, or we are not closing the listed entity at all. So that's the first important point. And the second important point is this is a positive announcement in that you no longer have losses within Kenya dragging down the rest of the activities across the group. It's effectively been capped. So this is the third positive announcement over the last month.
But the liquidator will also see to the valuation of the assets and everything. Yeah?
Correct. So how it actually works, the process, most liquidations can take 3 to 6 months. As I said, the first stage we'll be calling a creditors meeting. Over the next few months, we will also be selling the various assets that we have. Actually, within the papers not so long ago, we actually advertised a auction that we were having at our yard in Lokicha. The one thing that the company's been doing actively over the last few months is trying to settle the creditors as much as they can. So one of the options that we started investigating was, whilst we're waiting for funds to come in from the clients that haven't paid us, we said we would sell all surplus assets and be able to then, whatever surplus we have, because some of those assets are obviously financed by the bank, we pay off the bank finance, and the surplus can then go towards paying off the creditors. So we've been actively over the last few months doing everything we can to settle the creditors as much as we can. We've, however, reached a point where, with no clarity over the next month or so on when funds are coming in, we feel this is the best approach to do.